retro mode. So here we are and get started. And with me today we have Cyclone here doing co-commentary. How you doing today?
Hey, we're getting ready for another race here. We're actually already underway with Kohrek and WillardJBradley starting out in Link's house. And apparently today we will have some bad luck.
Yeah, so for those of you who are still pretty new to Randomizer, with the standard start, we have our players starting off in the intro portion of the normal game. And so everyone will be doing the escape sequence, getting the items from the castle and doing the escape with Zelda. And because this is Uncle Assured's sword, our players will be getting a sword to start off. And because this is expert mode, our runners will only be getting the maximum of a master sword. And to add on to that, this is retro mode, which means that retro mode kind of is a little homage to Legend of Zelda 1, where you have the Takeni caves. So one of the swords will be found in those caves here in Link to the Past. So little kind of change things up a little bit here and there.
And another thing we didn't mention is that the arrows, you notice that the arrow icon is not present underneath of your, or in the HUD, I guess you could say. The arrow icon is not there. The icon will show once they pick up the arrows, but you will still not see a number for those arrows. The reason is because that number is tied to the rupee count, just like you see in the regular Legend of Zelda. Anytime you fire an arrow, you're going to knock some rupees off your total.
Yeah, arrows work a little bit differently to in this game. So players still have to buy the wooden arrows from the shops in order to activate them, and it costs 10 rupees to fire an arrow. Once our players find the silver arrows, it's 50 rupees to shoot them.
I think it's actually 5 rupees for a regular arrow. I was watching Willard practicing last night, doing some retro mode last night at his stream. So I believe that. Actually, I just realized my mic is apparently not working. We'll fix that very quickly. There we go.
So yeah, I'm understanding that that should be working now, and I believe it is 5 rupees for each arrow that is fired. 50 for the silver arrows, like you said, is correct.
All right, I think we're good to go. All right, no longer casting from the moon there. All right. And one more thing to mention about retro mode is that small keys are now found in the general item pool. They are no longer tied to the chests inside their respective dungeons, so we can also buy small keys from stores and from the mini shops here in town.
Yep, there are no arrows in the item pool. The arrow items have been removed from the item pool and replaced with other, let's just say, less interesting items.
Yes, so in expert mode, you have the master sword as the best weapon that you will be getting from the seed.
Okay, so reactions to my mic issues there, interestingly, in chat, but we'll bypass that, as we are getting close to going to the second floor here. In fact, Kohrek is going up to the second floor right now. And another thing about the vanilla Link to the Past standard run is that you have to go to the back of escape. Normally, you can't do this without a lamp. As you notice, they don't have a lamp yet. So Zelda gets to whip out the one that she had in her cell with her, and she's going to use that to guide you through.
Mm-hmm. And also to point out that this is game 3, and this is a must-win for Willard. He must win this game in order to keep his tourney run alive. Otherwise, Kohrek could end it here with a win.
Yep, that is correct. If if Kohrek pulls off the win today, that will conclude this series, and that will be third place for Kohrek. So this is entirely on the line for him today. If Willard pulls out the win today, he can still come back in this 5-game set with 2 more wins after that.
Yeah, funny they mentioned, and also like, little neat thing to mention to notice is that we haven't really seen a whole lot of retro mode ever since group stages. It's one of those modes that you either really like it or you really hate it. So it's a little bit divisive in that way.
It is the, I believe, the only retro mode race, according to what I read last night, in the top 16. I think you just haven't seen it at all. There's our flute, by the way, in the back of Escape.
Yeah, so for those of you asking in chat, this is the bronze medal match between Willard and Kohrek. The finals match we have was broadcast earlier with Zelda and Andy duking it out for the top spot, and that series just started today as well.
Right, that was game 1 of that series today, Kane and Bernie in the Sanctuary. So that was race 1 of that series, and there's still a few more races in that series coming up. This series, whether it ends or not today, that is independent of this series, and we will see what happens in the series. Just had a map check, and it was too quick. Did you catch that?
I did not know. Let's see where Willard looks like he may be doing.
Okay.
I think he may be doing Houlihan, actually. Get some extra rupees.
I got a pause of that map check on the replay here. We have crystals in Eastern Palace and Tower of Hera, and there was a pendant in Desert Palace.
Yep, and there's Willard pulling off the Houlihan. Getting into the Houlihan room and getting some extra rupees.
That's a quick 225 rupees, and in retro mode, it is very, very handy.
Yeah, so basically retro mode, like the best way to describe it is it's pretty much rupee management and small key management. So because of the small keys you may be buying from the shops and the rupees that you'll be spending to shoot all your arrows, it's yeah, it gets pretty intense and really interesting to learn more about it. So it's a tutorial version of how to explain retro mode is Link to the Legend of Zelda 1, Link to the Past kind of got together and made a game, and you have retro mode. And this is also all dungeons, so all 10 dungeons plus 2 both forms of Aghanim must be completed before we can defeat Ganon.
A couple other notes about retro mode, because we are dealing with expert, I should say, not retro mode, but expert mode. They only have a total of 9 hearts of health available to them. They only have green mail. You mentioned the Master Sword earlier. They're not going to get any shield upgrades. They're not going to have any ability to stun enemies with the boomerang or the hook shot today. They can't stun enemies at all. Stun prize is irrelevant. So those are some of the changes that do occur in expert mode. You have to really know this game to be able to play in this mode.
And getting confirmation from chat that it is 10 arrows for each wooden arrow. And again, because this is expert mode, silvers only work in the Ganon fights.
Yes, silvers only work in Ganon, that is correct. We're already getting our Song of the People from Kohrek, so he's going to activate his flute.
Yeah, so because this is a game 3, this is Willard's choice for the seed. But Kohrek was able to get 1 veto, and I believe he did veto swordless.
So we did locate the Quake Medallion on Kohrek's side as well. Willard should be coming across that momentarily. And there's one of those take any caves on Willard's side where you can get a heart.
Yes, you notice other runners are kind of entering more buildings than usual. That's the whole idea of the take any case, because those are also randomized and they could be anywhere in the game.
You know, as Kohrek was buying a key there as well, those keys are will work in any dungeon at all. So it doesn't matter whether you're going to Eastern Palace, Palace of Darkness, Ganon's Tower. That key will work in all of them. And of course, it will only work in one door, and then you lose that key. So they will have to buy a lot of keys, possibly, to get through this seed, depending on how they... And Willard finds the lantern in the well, so we have not seen the well yet. Let's see what else is in the well here today. We have 5 rupees at the back. And piece of heart. Another $5. And a key.
Mm-hmm. Okay, then Willard's now going to check out the Lion's hideout here. And more money. 5 rupees. Piece of hearts. And more bombs.
Ugh. Well, those bombs are useful, but otherwise a bit of a pointless area so far.
Yeah.
And still so. Kohrek's about to clean that area up, so a little bit of a virtual high five inside the entrance there.
Alright, let's see where we're getting off to. Where shall we go now?
Willard seems to be heading off towards the Lost Woods area, I would say. Checking in the take any at the fortune teller shop first here. Just the fortune teller shop.
So I would imagine the runners are looking for their Master Sword at this point and just kind of going through as many entrances as they can, looking for it.
Now, we did already see the lumberjack item, and it was just some money there, so we know the lumberjack item is not going to be important in terms of Aghanim being required for progression. Obviously, we do require Aghanim because it's in all dungeons, but for progression purposes, right now it's not necessary.
So, yep, and there's the quick medallion for Willard.
In Lost Woods. Willard finds the take any in the back of the Lost Woods, and Kohrek checks the library, just some money on the bookshelf.
Yeah, just 20 rupees. Probably will not be going back for that.
Nope. Willard finally getting his cane of burn, and he never did check that from the end of the escape sequence.
No.
And Kohrek doing the race game. I didn't catch if Willard did this, but we're going to see right now what it is.
I think it was the piece of heart. Yeah.
It is a piece of heart, yep.
Yeah.
He called the bird and then decided, you know what, I'll get this anyway.
And Kohrek's he's already at 7 hearts, so it's pretty healthy for an expert seed.
Now, Kohrek is using, and this is a good heads-up play, using the flute to get to Death Mountain since it is now completely opened up. He didn't need the power bracelet to get there, and he has the lamp to get the old man out of the cave, so this is completely within logic. The old man could have our progression.
Meanwhile, Willard finds the blue boomerang in the dam.
The best boomerang, so to speak.
I prefer the red, but that's a whole other that's a whole other subject for another stream.
Exactly. It's kind of useless today again because we can't stun anything anyway.
Right? Yeah.
Flippers on the old man. Wow.
Alright. Okay.
And we need the flute to get that because we don't have the power glove.
Alright, looks like Kohrek is now doing the same checks as Willard just did.
Willard, meanwhile, is in Mini Moldorm Cave, so called because of those mini Moldorms you did see there. We have some money, some more money, even more money, a whole lot of money, and a little less money. So it was money back there, nothing else today.
Oh, that's enough to pay a certain king of sorts.
Or fire a few arrows, I guess.
That too.
So, looking at the items that they have so far, and Willard did not go to Ice Rod Cave. He flew away, though he can flute back to Ice Rod Cave later if he wishes to.
Mm-hmm.
But noting that, and going to Sick Kid right now, he has just $1 from the Sick Kid. That's quite an allowance for the Sick Kid. Oh, I feel bad for him.
Oh, jeez. That's...
So, looking at the inventory, where would you go here, Crazy Sunshine?
I'd probably just go to Eastern at this point, really.
Yeah, I agree. I don't see a lot of other plays available. They can't get to the Dark World. I think our progression is either on Old Man Sasserow's Closet, it's in Agina's Cave, or it's in Eastern Palace.
Yeah, so we have Sahashala to visit, then we have the chest to check out in Eastern.
Getting our look at the island item, it was just 5 rupees there today.
Yeah, won't be concerned about that for today.
And we have take any over here. I believe that Willard's checking. Nope, just a ferry.
Kohrek is going to be visiting our old friend, the hobo, under the bridge.
So Willard is making this play on Eastern Palace. Oh, that was the Moon Pearl. Ooh. Oh my.
That's almost progression. Almost, like 1/3 of the way to Dark World access.
It kind of is progression. We just need the power glove or
boots.
That's the boots. That would help too. But in order to make some further progression, we need other items to get there. So Moon Pearl is just part of the puzzle.
Yep. All right. All right.
And Willard is fluting back to check Ice Rod Cave, it looks like. Kohrek, meanwhile, is going straight up to the waterfall. And there's
more
20
money.
20 rupees and 5 rupees.
There's a lot of like 20s and 20 and 5 rupees here in retro mode. So you always forget how many there are until you play this mode.
I think the seed wants you to fire arrows. I didn't catch what was on the ledge there. I'll try to get another look at that if we both missed that.
Yeah. It's a flipper, so I'm not sure if we'll go back for it though.
It was $20 on the ledge and only $5 in Ice Rod Cave.
Although Willard does have the boots, so he will be doing the water walk glitch here.
Looks like he is trying to may have tried to set one up here, so we'll see if he decides to do that.
Is that the fire rod?
I will get another look at that and verify. We have 2 rods, so I want to get a better look at that before I say. It was the fire rod.
Alright, so Sorkin was holding us back. Alright. It's actually not a scam for once.
Yeah, that's actually it's kind of unfortunate. It's in a seed where we actually need the money for other purposes, keys.
Yeah.
But it's good to have that fire rod because that will open some progression in places like going to fight Mothula later. It may be our access into Ice Palace for all we know. And obviously it's going to be useful for Trinex if you end up having to take down that 3-headed turtle. Willard getting his Moon Pearl.
So it looks like both runners are essentially trading places now, with Kohrek checking out Ice Rod Cave, and Willard headed over to the Zora area.
Kohrek getting his Ice Rod Cave check done, so Willard will get his not a scam item and be very happy with that, I'm sure.
And Willard's not going.
He left.
Oh.
Oh, he forgot to check the waterfall, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
He didn't want to forget that.
Right. Let's see. Question in chat just asking about how the water walk works. Hold
Oh
on.
no. What is he doing?
What is he doing?
He's gonna want that fire rod later. That's not good.
That can't be good. Hopefully he
Not
goes back there.
Yeah, he has enough money, so that could be the progression where we have to go, or maybe he'll find something else. There'll be something else he can do for now until he has to go back later.
Yeah.
When he has a better grasp on his situation.
Yeah. So for those of you coming in, Zorakin has the fire rod, and Kohrek has it, but Willard does not. And Willard logic broke to get to that area, but Kohrek found the flippers on the old man. So not sure what Willard is thinking of.
My guess is he's thinking that it's not within logic yet because he doesn't have the flippers yet.
Right.
One of us always lies. He throws the boomerang at the guy. So he doesn't have the flippers yet, and he's thinking, because he also doesn't have the power glove, that this is not in logic anyway, and he thought, you know what, I'll check waterfall while I'm here. I want to keep holding on my $500 for now. And I think once he finds those flippers or a power glove later, then Zora will be more of interest to him. But yeah, I'm very surprised when he had over 1,000 rupees that he just didn't go ahead and get that done while I was there.
Yeah.
So we're going to see Sahasrar's closet right now. Turtle Rock is the green pendant. That may or may not be important later.
Yeah? Maybe Kohrek finally gets his boots.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see where he goes from here. Looks like he's just he may be going up to Eastern now. Yep.
Yep, and I think Willard did stop there. Now Willard has flippers, and now he's thinking I should have checked the fish. So I think this is our first foray into Eastern Palace proper. We have been outside, obviously, with Willard already, but he never actually went inside. Speaking of Willard, he's going to check Spectacle Rock. What's on it and inside of it, most likely.
And the ice rod.
Yeah, that was the ice rod. Now he's going straight to the back without checking what the enemy is inside first. The reason is because there's some useful hint tiles inside, or at least one of those is in Spectral Rock. You can click on that tile and get some information on where something is, or maybe a joke hint. We'll see in a moment. And today it is some cash, and some cash requires a big red bomb. I'm going to presume that means there's some cash there.
Yeah. So payment fairy is probably not going to be needed this time.
Absolutely not. Unless there's a financial shortage somewhere for arrows later, I don't see that being something that's a concern, because you would have to spend money on that bomb in the first place.
Yep. We did see on Kohrek's side that he did find the cape over in Eastern.
I'm so interested in the fact that we don't have the power glove yet. That is very interesting.
Yeah.
There's 2 of those glove upgrades in there, and they both still have to be in the pool.
Right, it looks like now Willard's gonna be getting the fire rod, because now he is back in logic.
Yeah, he knows he is completely in logic to check this now, and he's like, okay, I have to spend the money now. And he's probably got in mind to reset here if it turns out to be something that he doesn't need, but oh yeah, Willard, you do need it.
And speaking of some cash, there's also some cash in the western wing of Swamp Palace.
The cashes tell you what you really don't need to see today. At least this cash doesn't cost you some cash.
Right. Yeah, but with that With the lamp, the sword, and the cape, though, I think Mega 1 early play is what we're seeing here.
And Willard is still searching for that Taken Cave, and the reason he's still checking those Taken Caves is not so much for the hearts. He wants to find the one Taken Cave that has a sword in it. We have not, I believe, seen that Taken Cave anywhere yet. They still have only the guaranteed sword from Uncle, both runners. And that's a Taken Cave that will give them the Master Sword, unless they find another one in the pool first. That Taken Cave is very likely at this point somewhere in the Dark World.
Yep, looks like it.
And Kohrek just checking the cave that becomes Hype Cave in the other world. Willard is checking Agina.
Right, Agina has just 20 rupees, and he looks like he did a hard reset.
Yeah, I guess he didn't like that pickup down there. So I'm wondering what else the runners have. I don't think there's much else. Kohrek is going to the castle. I think Willard's doing the same thing. I think they might have realized they have to play Aghanim. Because I can't think of anything else to check. I think, Willard's checking the eventual Hype Cave first.
Yeah.
Yep, Kohrek is going to Aghanim.
Oh, but he's out of magic.
Shocked. Oh, he can't. He can't. He doesn't. Oh, he doesn't have the... Yeah, he doesn't need the magic. That's absolutely right. He needs magic. He found the cape, which Willard does not have yet.
Yeah, I think he just ran out of magic as he was passing through the gates.
Yeah, he did. And he slashed angrily at that gate.
Yeah. Oh.
And having only the fighter sword will not take out that gate. If we had found the master sword first, then he would just slash that gate and not be worried about the magic. But obviously, with no master sword, the only way through is by being invisible.
Yeah, I think in retro mode, the cape takes up more magic than normal as well.
And it does that, yeah, in expert mode it does. Magic for all items is at a premium.
And also there is, half magic does not exist either in this mode.
And there's that cape, for those who were wondering, it was that first chest of Eastern Palace. I believe I just saw Willard pick that up here. So Kohrek is going to do take 2 of getting into Aghanim's domain.
Yes. So, just to clarify in chat, the reason why the cape spends more magic in this seed is because of the expert mode attached to it. Yeah, in hard mode and expert mode, all magic items take a little bit more magic than usual.
Practice. Same with the Cane and Burn with Fire Rod, Ice Rod, I believe it affects those as well. And it's also generally harder in expert mode to even refill that magic unless you actually take out a boss. That's still a guaranteed heart refill and magic refill whenever you take out a boss. You get the crystal or pendant. And Willard is checking that cash hint in Eastern Palace, and he'll say he's happy to check those 2 locations off his list.
So it looks like it's Cape and Burn that drain the most magic. I think the other items like Fire Rod, Ice Rod do the same as usual.
Okay, that would make more sense because they're used for attacking. So Willard is seeing the writing on the wall. He's going to have to head off to Aghanim. He is low on magic himself. He may also have a gate problem.
We'll see how he does here, making the way up to do the climb. But yeah, to point out, in rooms such as Spike Cave, Canaburna and the cave do the same. They drain for the same amount of magic as normal.
Correct. That is correct, because if what didn't do that, you would not be able to possibly not be able to get to the end of the cave on the higher consumption. That's why it's still doing that. A unique item is on Floating Island. Well, okay.
Okay, that could be anything. Alright.
Well, that would require the mirror as well, because you have to have the mirror to get to the floating island from Hookshot Cave in the Dark World.
No, in expert mode, Cane of Burner does not grant you invincibility.
So we're almost to Agnum. That means we have our second favorite game to play in chat that we don't run any bots for. How many blue balls is Agnum going to throw today? Get your guesses in chat. What do you think, Crazy Sunshine?
I'm feeling kind of nice today. I'll say 2. Yeah.
Okay, I'll stay with 3.
Yeah.
And Zelda gets transport to another dimension again.
Seeing a lot of guys in chat wanting for 15.
Yeah, there's some evil people in chat, that's all I'll say. So the way this fight works, you get 4 attempts to attack the wizard in a row, and the first shot is a guaranteed orb. The second one is 50-50 between one of those orbs and the blue ball that you just saw. That was an orb, so we have 2 hits and 1 blue ball so far. Now we're going to have 1 more attack like this, then we're going to have a crescendo of lightning fired from the center of the room, which you're going to see right now on Kohrek's side as he just wanders along top brawl, while not pulling it this time, just wandering along.
Yep.
And here's another orb. And that's another orb, so 1 more hit and we finish on 1 blue ball, or we might see another blue ball here. Like
Yep,
that,
there's a blue
so
ball.
2 blue balls. Now will this be a blue ball? If it is, it'll be our last one. It is a blue ball, 3 wins today, because the next shot after this lightning intermission has to be another orb, so 3 is the winner today.
And there we go.
And Willard is coming up close to the fight himself. He's 1 floor away. Willard is also completely out of magic. So let's see what's on the pyramid from Kohrek's side here today as he wanders over. And that is the hammer.
Yep, that's Agon 1. Earlier Agon 1 required.
Yeah, that was absolutely required. You needed the hammer just to get to this area. Normally, well, they could have gotten over with the flippers from the Dark World, but you couldn't get to the Dark World anyway. So,
yeah.
Without the flippers, you wouldn't need the hammer just to get up here anyway. And in that case, Aghanim technically completely required today.
Right, looks like Kohrek is gonna make his first stop here in the Dark World over in Hype Cave.
Very, very good first check here. Already getting that out of the way. So let's see what Hype Cave is hypeth about today. $5, that's pretty hype.
Alright.
And
Key.
it's a bomb by accident. We got a hype key, we got a hype power glove, we got some hype bombs, and we got a hype full heart container. Crazy Sunshine, rate that hype.
I'd say 5.5 out of hype.
How much, sorry?
5.5.
Ah.
I'd say it's pretty nice, yeah. Just the fact that the Power Glove was there of all places.
Yeah, we had to go through Aghanim to get our power glove. Isn't that somewhat disgusting? And there's another Take Any, another heart container. Still no sword found in the Take Any's. Yeah.
But Kohrek does have all 9 hearts containers for the seed.
That makes me wonder now, because normally heart containers, you get 9 out of the items. I wonder if there are more hearts in expert mode under Retro. If those are extras. We have a map check, by the way. Red crystals in Skullwoods and Swamp Palace. I'll use the replay to see if I get the other ones.
I saw a red pendant in Mire.
I can confirm that, and we knew about the green one in Turtle Rock, so that confirms the other 3 are crystals. And Kohrek's playing the archery game, which tells me he's not only thinking about digging game, but also thinking about the fact he has to be able to fire some arrows later, so he wants to get a little bit of money on hand here. He doesn't have the bow yet, so firing arrows isn't a big concern yet, so he might be thinking mostly about digging game at this point. He's gonna keep playing anyway, so I guess he just wants to make sure he can buy some keys too.
Yeah.
If you can do it, it's a good way to get some extra money.
So, seeing in chat that there have been occurrences where there are more than 9 hearts. Actually, there are more hearts for retro mode because of the ticketing cave. So, we'll see if our players get more than 9 hearts this time around. But usually, next for mode, 9 is your max.
Yeah, the 9 max comes from the items in the chests. Like, you only get 1 full heart container out of the chests, which, by the way, we found that in Hype Cave. That's hype. And then the rest of them are heart pieces. You only get 20 heart pieces out of the chest. So the extra hearts are coming from the ticketing locations. As you said, this will put us possibly over 10 hearts in this case.
Mm-hmm. Which is probably a good thing for these runners, because usually for expert mode, you typically don't have more than like 6, 7 hearts the entire game.
Yeah, 9 is your maximum if you even find all the heart pieces. And Willard's gonna fire some arrows. He has 700 rupees and he still wants to fire some arrows. He
wants rupees, yeah.
He wants those keys. That's 120 rupees I think you get in total out of each play of the archery game, if I'm doing that math correctly. Math on Twitch, very hard.
Yeah. No one told me there was going to be math in my randomizer.
Kohrek actually didn't check Inside Spectral Rock yet, so thankfully for him it's not anything of use, and he's just going to get a cash hint. Willard getting a bottle of the digging game. I think Kohrek already picked this one up.
Yep.
3 digs or 4 digs today.
How many expert... Oh, that's right. How many keys does expert remove in retro? I don't know off the top of my head. Is it 15? I'm gonna double check, actually. It's a good question.
I think hard difficulty gave you 15 keys in the chest. That might be less in the expert. I just don't have that number on hand.
Let's see.
And we are getting Spike Cave out of the way, so as noted earlier, this is where the magic, and even I think the juice out of the bottles, I think, too, actually works vanilla, because you can't get through the cave normally without the proper magic usage. And Willard is right behind checking this. They're in tandem right now. Willard trying to hold on to as much magic as he can. He takes damage down to 1 heart before finishing the trip with some magic use. And there's his 5 rupees. And Kohrek flutes away. And Willard takes the hard reset from that check.
Nice. Oh yeah, so to confirm for chat, for the small, in regards to the small keys, 15 of the small keys have been removed in hard and expert modes.
15 removed. Okay, got it.
Yeah. Yeah, so for those asking in chat, all dungeons usually does take a little bit longer than, say, a normal defeat Ganon Seed. I would say at least 2 hours. Usually with these, especially with these players who, know what they're doing.
These are 2 runners who definitely know what they're doing, and I would say it's actually very possible for them to possibly go sub 2 if they can find a really good route very quickly. But if things are in a very bad set of locations, it can easily go over 2 hours with an expert seed like this.
Mm-hmm.
Kohrek is doing our check of the Skull Woods locations. Willard again in tandem, right behind. At this point, the way things are going right now, Willard would have to do a check that Kohrek is not doing and get to that check before him. And he'll have that check be something that is important in order to have a possible edge here. He has to find something important before Kohrek does. But right now, he's just following right behind, and that's giving Kohrek a slight edge as he goes here. This chest, again, has to be a key, by the way, for Kohrek. Nothing else can go in there because you can otherwise soft lock in that room.
Looks like Kohrek is, I'm not sure if he's where. Okay, there he goes.
He was waiting for the hand. Mm-hmm. He wants some assistance. I think that was a case of trying to steal the key from that chest so he didn't have to
Mhm.
open the other door. So he was using his knowledge of that being the key to not have to check rooms that he doesn't need to go to. Willard is going into the back, and he's going to go, eventually, after this fire snake gets out of the way, to Mothula and take that out.
Yeah, you could do Mothula could be defeated right now with the fire rod. He has the hammer, make things a little bit easier.
Yep, he knows he has to take out Mothula anyway, so might as well get out of the way, see if the item is there, and if it isn't, then there's another chest here you can check anyway. And you gotta be careful not to get... Oh, he made it down anyway. Hand didn't show up, so heading down to the bug fight. The wings are sprouted, and here we go. First boss fight of the seed today. Willard gets out the hammer. Doesn't have a lot of magic to work with, so it's using the hammer strats instead. Getting some good swings in here with the hammer, not near the spikes at all. Those are connecting. Also, over the spikes, it can count as a hit against the spike, and it can nullify the damage. So those hits in the middle really count. Getting another hammer swing in there. There's another one. There he goes. Fight done.
Very
Good
nice.
fight. Good fight.
And for Mothula, we have the big key.
One of the few cases where the big key is not needed to get to the boss, and of course the boss has it. So we may be checking that other item.
Yeah, while we're here, might be something important.
Mm-hmm.
Kohrek is following on his footsteps. And Willard will be heading back in to check down one chest under the bridge. Let's see how Kohrek fares against Mothula here.
Ooh. Just a compass in that one chest, so that one chest was not the chest today. Willard takes the death warp from here.
Okay, and good fight for Kohrek there.
Yep, another good fight for Mothula, so the bug is dead. Both runners have that crystal in hand. And Willard is, I think, making his way out of Skull Woods. I think he's actually done here before Kohrek is. He didn't check that extra... He didn't go to grab that extra key on the bottom. It looks like Kohrek does have the advantage in terms of one key right now. That Willard would eventually have to buy instead. He is going to try and get that big chest, I think, and maybe a couple other checks while he's down here. The Kohrek already checked this $5 rupee chest. And will Willard now bomb jump to the chest? Yep, he is.
And
there's a Titan's Mitt.
Oh boy, that is definitely progression. If I haven't seen it.
Oh my. So yeah, let's just review that. Both glove upgrades were in the Dark World. We have the one Mitt glove upgrade here in Skull Woods. The other one was in Hype Cave. You could not get to the Dark World through any portals because both gloves... Oh, Willard got grabbed before he could grab that key. So let's see if he's not going to go back.
I don't think he's going to go back. No, he's done.
No point. No point. He can buy that key. So yeah, both glove upgrades being in the Dark World, you could not get to the Dark World without the glove upgrade. And so it further reinforces you because the hammer was on Pyramid. It further reinforces that Aghanim was not only required, it was literally the only option.
Yep. Well, fortunately for our runners, it's because this is all dungeons. Aghanim 1 has to be done anyway. It's just done a little bit.
Yeah, I'm talking about progression. I'm talking about for progression, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And we're getting the Village of Outcasts check started now. Willard getting a heart piece. We found the Taken with the sword. Kohrek has the Master Sword. Now, we're not going to get to know what the other sword upgrades could have been there. That is located, by the way, near the Village of Outcasts. I think that's actually right north of the entrance. So we're not going to get to see where the other sword upgrades are unless we see a hint for something sharp, which will tell us where those would have been. Those 2 swords will now turn into money.
Yeah, I don't think Willard checked that house, did he?
I don't think he did.
Oh, okay. I'm hoping he'll get there soon.
He might be planning to check it after doing the stuff inside here, or maybe he just forgot about that house.
Yeah, that's 10 hearts for Kohrek there. Alright.
Yep, he's going to Thieves' Town without the Master Sword, and Kohrek will have the Master Sword. That'll give him a combat advantage here. First chest contains 50 rupees, so nothing good so far. And they were getting through here almost at the same time. I think they were just a few seconds apart coming in.
Yep.
Now, I mentioned the combat advantage. I think Willard's not going to be too concerned about this because Blind takes the same amount of damage at the end of this dungeon no matter what sword you have. You could have Butter Sword or Fighter Sword. You're going to have 3 hits per cycle no matter what. So the Blind Fight will not be changed because it's sword. The sword is exactly the same no matter what. Whatever weapon you use will give 3 hits, in fact.
Mm-hmm.
So it will have an effect on other things, like, for example, these Zyzags here.
And you can use the hammer against Blind if you want to, if you are feeling a little bit,
Yep, you can.
Change if you want.
You want to be different? No question, you can use it. And Willard heading inside.
Yeah, so in expert mode, the best swords that the players will be getting will be Master.
Now, normally in that room, you have to go to the north, grab the key, and then open the door. But because we have some excess keys, the keys work wherever you go. He can use any one of those keys here and pick up that sword on the way to fight Blind. Or fight that key, rather, on the way to fight Blind. And we're going to have a hint upstairs. Willard's going to obtain that hint right now. Hint incoming in 3, 2, 1. Nope, no hint.
Nope. Alright, let's see what we have here in our next check.
Oh, he threw the bomb the wrong way, but
Oh, there we go.
Over time. So Kohrek gets the bomb in the room first. Sunshine Room is opened up. Both runners get their map, which they don't really care about.
It's funny how it's very interesting to see that both runners are kind of have like the same mindset as to where to go in the scene. I'm not sure if we'll be seeing a whole lot of divergence later on, but we'll see. We'll see where they go after this.
Now I'm trying to think about. I'm looking at Swamp Palace. It's not clearable yet. We still don't have the hook shot, so they're likely not going to want to go to Swamp Palace. I think we saw bombs in that chest, so nothing there. We're going to see the hammer chest, more bombs. Yeah. So just some blueberries in the basement of Thieves' Town today. So Swamp Palace is not an option. Palace Darks we can't go without the bow. Eastern Palace, same thing. We already dipped in there. Desert Palace, we don't have the book or the mirror, so we can't get in. Tower of Hera, we have the hammer. We can make our way around for that. That's the only real option I think we have at this point. That or we could get into Ice Palace.
Yeah, Ice Palace was could be. I mean, it's really, really risky. This well, not so much risky, but it's just like you don't have the hook shots in case. Well, actually, you don't really need to worry about that though, huh?
They can't complete Mizramara. They can't complete. They can't even get into Turtle Rock. So yeah, it's going to be either Tower of Hera or Ice Palace at this point. And by the way, rental agents sell quarters for dollars, as you saw Blind say there.
Actually, Hera can be accessed because you don't have the mirror or hook shot just yet.
You can get around through. Oh yeah, you don't have the hook shot to go around. That's right.
Yeah.
So yeah, it pretty much has to be Ice Palace. That's absolutely right then. We might have an early Ice Palace this play.
And if you have enough keys, you could also go into Dark Palace as well, but we don't have the bow yet, however.
If the items are in Palace of Darkness, they're gonna probably have to buy some keys, like you were just saying. It's absolutely disgusting, but if that's where the play is, we still don't have the bow anyway to complete it. But again, the bow could be in Palace of Darkness, so we don't know that. Willard is gonna take the Jeremiah route and take the Bullfrog home. So he doesn't have the mirror, so he's gonna have to do this a different way. He may go and do the hammer pegs first now that he has the Titan's Mitt, which is exactly what he's doing. But he can't take the frog home without the mirror, so he's going to have to save and quit back to the Light World in order to get the frog home.
Yep, gonna take him on a little quick tour around the Light World and Dark World of Hyrule.
This is the world you are leaving. Enjoy it.
And just 5 rupees in hammer pegs.
And now the frog gets to leave the world. So Willard's going to save and quit, go back into the game, through the mountain cave, and hey! Hi, dwarf! Ever seen mountains before? Here's your chance.
Meanwhile, Kohrek is taking our blacksmith friend down to King's Tomb, which is a very interesting destination spot. And we find the bug gnats.
Unfortunately, we already beat Aghanim, so that's not going to help us now.
And I don't think you can catch fairies in an extra mode, can you?
No, I'm just making a bad joke on Aghanim there, but no.
Oh yeah, that's
you can catch fairies, but the fairy actually, if you can catch them, either way, the fairies don't do a lot. They only give you 1 heart anyway. So even if you can catch them, they don't do a lot for you. There's the shovel from the dwarves. They're making gardening tools, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, swords. When they're not making swords, they make shovels. You know, they're a lot more useful for people.
Willard finally getting his arrows. Still doesn't have the bow, but he just wants to be ready just in case he needs them, I guess. Kohrek looks like he already bought those arrows, so he has those on his tracker. And Willard has lots of money, so he's going to go ahead and avail himself of these keys. I think he's looking at Palace of Darkness.
Yeah, just buying all those keys. Yeah, for Palace of Darkness, to full clear it, you need 6 keys, 6 small keys. If you know your routing, if you know all the tricks and everything behind it, the minimum you could do it is 4.
Kohrek's going to find his $5 or 5 rupees from the hammer pegs. And Willard, I think, is going to get the purple chest. Now, he won't be able to dash with that purple chest, so he can dash on the way to it, but once he has it, he has to walk at a normal pace with it because, chests don't know how to follow you at fast speed.
Yeah, unfortunately not. Let's see what is in the purple chest today. And both runners will be doing it almost at the same time, too.
Yeah, these runners have literally been on top of each other's toes today. They've both been doing these things at the same time. They both get their 50 rupees about 1 second apart. Willard checking to take Eddie down here because he still doesn't have his Master Sword. That's north of the entrance to Village of Outcasts. He has not checked that house. So he's still looking for that Master Sword. We just had a little bit of a sync up there, if you heard the little musical pause. Looks like we got the timer synced. So, I didn't catch what that medallion was. Did you see that? If not, I'll keep an eye on it. That was a bombos and a hook shot in the inside of the Meyer shed. And Quake is the medallion for Misery Mire according to chat. I didn't catch it because it was really fast there, so thank you, chat. Quake on Misery Mire today. And we got a hint for the boots, which we already know where they are. Thank you very much. So yeah, Willard did not pick up the shield. He's going to do this without a shield, obviously, which is perfectly fine. We don't need the shield anyway. It does have a logical influence on places like Laser Bridge. If you are able to get all 3 shields, it can be seen as being the logical requirement for Laser Bridge. But a lot of runners don't like to pick up the shields because they're not too concerned about it. And of course, they don't get to have any shield beyond the fighter's shield anyway today. So we're getting our first check of Paradox Cave. Only a couple items so far that weren't of any use for Willard. He's going to go upstairs. He's going to get 5 more items up here. Kohrek is doing the early play on Ice Palace that we were thinking might be needed here. So he's going to see if the progression is inside there. There's 5 more rupees for Willard. Another 5 rupees. A bottle. 3rd bottle. Another mini Moldorm. A little magic from that. There's 5 more rupees. And a mushroom. So the witch is now in logic. It looks like Crazy Sunshine will be right back here. Something, I think, came up there. So we'll go solo for now here until she gets back. Willard is making the trip over to... well, I think he was going to make the trip over to Shoal Rock and change his mind. I think he decided to check Tower of Harry instead. Kohrek digging further into Ice Palace. I'll try to keep an eye on the items he picks up here. We have a couple items at least inside Tower of Harry. We may need to make a trip to the basement and have a coffee break. We'll find out later. So Kohrek is checking an easily forgotten, easily missable chest here. You have to do a lot to get this chest to appear and get to it. There's the big key in the basement, so coffee break not needed to go upstairs at least, in Tower of Hera. And the hint tile, I bet a nice cup of tea would help. Christos? Cane of Samaria in Tower of Hera, in the on the main floor of Tower of Hera. That is definitely progression. That will make Misery Mire completable now, and it will also allow some access into Turtle Rock once we know how to get into Turtle Rock. And some cash held by someone friendly. Which one? And welcome back, Crazy Sunshine. You missed Cane of Samaria on the main floor of Tower of Hera.
Oh my gosh. It looks like Willard has the hook shot too?
Yeah, Mire Shed was what had the hook shot. Mire Shed and Bombos, Bombos and hook shot were in Mire Shed.
Okay, gotcha. Oh, hello. So we have. This is where our divergence takes place. Kohrek has Kohrek found anything of usefulness in Ice Palace?
I haven't been seeing anything of note here. I may have missed something, but I don't think I've seen anything.
Okay.
So Willard has made the more useful play at this point. Kohrek surely will have to come up here eventually. Now, once he has to get to Mire Shed before he can come up here, but the King of Samara being up here, you definitely want to go to Mire Shed next.
Mm-hmm.
So this play is working out very, very well for Willard. I was in his stream for a little while last night. He was looking forward to possibly losing today, he said, and I said, nope, you're gonna win today. I said, I'm on the call, you're gonna win. So we'll see if that actually comes true. I don't know if that actually meant anything or not.
Well, we'll see. Based on what we're seeing right now, Willard has been making the right plays with a few more items of use. to his disposal.
He's checking Spiral Cave. This is something I don't think Kohrek has checked yet, so this should be new information once again. Willard did check Paradox Cave as well, and we found nothing useful except for a mushroom in there, so the witch is also in logic.
Yeah, and to point out in chat, at least in this mode, nothing can be on the tablets for progression. It is a bug that was found about a month ago. I believe it will be fixed and be implemented fairly soon, but unless you are in swordless, actually no, I don't know if retro mode is affected. I know swordless.
I think we had this discussion in Willard's channel last night. I don't think retro mode was affected.
Yeah.
Now my knowledge of retro mode is not as much because I don't see people playing a lot of retro and I don't really play it myself, so my knowledge of that is less. But my understanding from last night is that it does not affect retro mode. I don't know why that is, but apparently it doesn't.
Yeah, so Master Sword bug is not a bug in retro mode. Okay. Which, for those of you who haven't heard, basically in other modes, the swords aren't considered progression for some reason. So, which means that no useful items can be found in the tablets. But say if you're doing swordless mode, obviously swords aren't an issue, so items can be on the tablets.
Absolutely. Willard, by the way, found a key inside Super Bunny Cave. Again, I don't think Kohrek has seen that yet, so he'll get to that eventually. Kohrek, meanwhile, does take out Ice Palace. I'm going to see if I can get another look at what was on Cold Stair, because I missed that item. That item is just 20 rupees, according to what we're now seeing in the Twitch stream. So nothing useful there. Willard doing Hookshot Cave. I'm seeing a heart piece, 20 rupees, and another heart piece, and an just 5 rupee item in there at the bottom. So nothing there either.
And yeah, so as Rambler pointed out in chat, that the first sword is progression, and the second or third, and that's the actual bug itself. So thank you for the clarification there.
Perhaps it's the take any sword that makes it not a bug in retro mode. That's very interesting.
Possibly, yeah. Looks like Kohrek is now finally heading to the Meyer shed. And I think, looks like Willow's going to be doing the magic back glitch here.
Kohrek is going to be off Tower Hera after this. I don't see any reason why he wouldn't do that at this point. Gets his hook shot, and that's now in logic. And today, Batman's curse. I curse you by taking your money. And we didn't even get it out of his mouth, and Willard hard reset that.
You're like, nope, I take that back. Give me back the mushroom.
Give me back my magic. You're not keeping my magic for that. And the old man is given a new friend.
Nice little bee. And now we'll be heading over to use the mushroom for its intended purpose, to give it to the witch, to help her make her wonderful mushroom stew. And we'll see what she will give us in return.
I love cream and mushroom soup.
Oh, it's so good.
The witch has a great recipe. It has eyeballs in it. Really, really tasty.
Yeah. And just 20 rupees for our troubles. Which I guess is better than 5 rupees from the bad, I suppose. What is different about retro mode? So essentially for retro mode, think of it as small key and rupee management. So small keys are no longer bound to their dungeons. They can be found anywhere in Hyrule. They're mixed along in the item pool. And it costs money to shoot your arrows. So 10 rupees for each wooden arrow, 50 rupees for each silver arrow. Yeah, that's about the gist of it.
And look at this, Willard and Kohrek completely changing places. They were exactly where each other was literally a few minutes ago. So Kohrek is going to take out Tower of Hera, Willard is going to take out Ice Palace, and then we may see more convergence.
Surprised neither of them have considered going into Meyer yet. Because I think Meyer can be cleared in full, right?
Meyer became full clearable with the KS Maria. Keep in mind, Kohrek does not have that yet.
Oh,
He
that's
will
right,
in
yeah.
about. He will after getting the big key down here, and then about 15 seconds from now, he'll have that KS Maria.
Mm-hmm. So in terms of what our players still need, so we know where the ice rod is. That's on top of Spectacle Rock, but we need the mirror to get that, which still has not been accounted for. We still don't know where the bow is.
I think we saw the ice rod in plain sight, if I remember correctly.
Yep, it was the top of a Spectacle Rock.
Yeah. Or on on top of Spectacle Rock. Okay, yeah, that's right.
And we still don't know where the silvers are, which I assume our players will want to have.
Well, even if they don't find them, it's not a big deal because they do have the swords, so Master Sword without silvers is doable. Now, Willard did not find the Take Any Cave that has the Master Sword yet, but he could still find a sword upgrade somewhere and may not need that Take Any Cave because by the time he finds the Master Sword, he won't need that Take Any Cave anymore. It won't be anything for him. So while we did see Kohrek find almost nothing of value inside his palace, there could be a sword in here.
Yep.
And that would be the equivalent of tying things up from every possible angle, I think, at this point. And, well, we just got some meal advice, which I'm going to decline.
I guess a point in the chat, Willard is playing as Homer J. Simpson from The Simpsons, while Kohrek is playing as... I'm not sure what the official name for that sprite is. It's like See-Through Link or like... Outline Link? Not really sure.
No, it's not Homer. Will's playing as himself.
Willard is actually Homer J. Simpson.
Exactly. Willard has only, 3 tufts of hair and otherwise bald head, yellow skin.
Been told it's a wireframe link. Okay.
Yeah, it is wireframe link. Willard getting his big key for his palace. So Kohrek leaves Tower of Hair. At this point, he has a little bit of an edge. He's going to use that edge on Spiral Cave, which Willard will also check. Trying to hammer dash, finally gets it. Willard getting his map, so at least he'll be able to find his way around now. That's useful.
Alright, with the runners trading places here, the real question is where it's going to go afterwards.
While they are trading places, we're at an hour and 8 minutes into the race. Just want to remind you, follow these runners. They are doing a good job putting on this race for you. And it's been a pretty good race so far. They're playing for 3rd place in this tournament. So, and they didn't get here by accident. They got here because they're good at this game. So definitely give them a follow and definitely go check out what they do sometime.
Yeah, and just looking back as to how they got to where they are now with doing the qualifiers and then surviving in group stages and getting passing through brackets. It's been a wild ride, really. So definitely these players do deserve where they are now.
Yeah, I think this tournament started in October, I think was when the qualifiers were.
I thought it's
October.
I thought that started
September.
That was like late September, I want to say.
It was somewhere at the start of fall where those qualifiers were, which is why it's called the fall tournament, not the snow tournament. This tournament's been going on for quite a while. We had the qualifiers, and we had a pool stage where they had to run 15 races against 5 different people, and then even from that, we just got to the bracket phase, which I think was only 32 people at that point. And so it's been a really long tournament. They've gone through a lot here. So let's get back to the race here. Kohrek is going into Hookshot Cave right now. We still don't have a mirror, so he still can't get to the unique item on Floating Island. I don't recall what was on Floating Island, actually.
I think someone saw that was powder.
Oh, was it powder? Interesting. Okay.
I think, if I remember correctly from what chat said.
So Willard is taking out the Crackle Eye of Cold Stare right now. Have to say that being a Kirby fan myself, I like to refer to it as Cold Stare. But this Crackle Eye will split into 3 right here, kind of Dig Dogger style. You want to get him into the corner, and he didn't get him into the corner, so he has to deal with him the harder way.
Which is the Fire Rod, though.
Yeah, the Fire Rod.
Yeah.
He empties the Fire Rod, and he knows he'll get that back after this fight. Oh, he used a little extra magic, you know, little menu simulator there. Got a couple more shots in. 1 eye left.
And for those of you who missed it, in expert mode, the refills from bottles don't fill you up all the way anymore. They only fill you up to, it looks like it's about 1/4 of the way up.
Yep, about 1/4, 2 shots.
Yeah.
Turtle Rocket.
And there's a sword.
Some cash in a chest requiring a specialist to unlock. Thanks, game.
Thank you. That's very useful.
Thanks for telling us now, after we're already here.
You know, you only told us like 10 minutes beforehand.
And by the way, Willard found the second sword. So he has his master sword, he doesn't need the Take Any Cave anymore. So if he were to find that Take Any Cave, you'd find that that sword is replaced with 20 rupees.
Alright, looks like Kohrek is going to go through Turtle Rock here, Willard. He's going to go to Meyer? Yes, he is.
And this is actually a really good play. At this point, this puts Willard a little bit in the lead at this point. Because, in my opinion, even though Kohrek has gone to Turtle Rock, it is a longer dungeon. It can't be completed right now because he needs the Ice Rod. So unless the Ice Rod is actually in Turtle Rock, which we know it is not, we know it is on Spectacle Rock. So in that, if it were to be in Turtle Rock, then I'd say Kohrek has a slight lead, but we know it is not. So Willard is able to move to a dungeon that he can complete right now. I'd say that puts him in a solid lead at this point.
You know, that is unless, of course, the mirror is found here in Turtle Rock. But that means Kohrek has to leave the dungeon, get back for it, and then make the trek again. So he's a little bit more time.
If the mirror is in Turtle Rock and that's a required double dip, that's one of those disgusting things that happens. So we're visiting Chompy right now. This could be the mirror, as you were saying. Or a big key. So, we saw a hint for the big bomb being cached. We saw a hint for Swamp Palace being cached. I don't think we saw a hint for Misery Mire.
I don't think we did, no. We haven't seen a hint for what's on the Firelock side of Misery Mire. I don't think we've seen anything about what Saha has behind the green pendant, either. Or the pedestal, for that matter.
No, I don't think we had a pedestal hint. Those, I think, are very rare to see a full-on pedestal hint. Something requiring 3 pendants is one of the hint options. In the Lost Woods is another hint possibility. If you know what the other 2 items were in Lost Woods, you know that's the pedestal then. So there are a couple ways that a pedestal hint could come, but I don't think we've seen that either. You're correct.
Alright, so Willard is going through the cutscene room here, the little earthquake room in Meyer. And there is a hint in the next room, so we'll see if he checks it out. He
is, yeah, I was going to say he probably will. Some cash requires the hammer. Thanks, game!
That could be anything, game. We probably already found it in the hammer packs, because that was 5 rupees.
There you go. It's either that or another instance of cash, we don't know.
Yeah. There could be cash in... I was also probably talking about Swamp Palace, because... Those are hammerlock too.
Now this is I still haven't seen anything useful inside Turtle Rock, and keep in mind that in the normal modes of the game you need 4 keys to get through Turtle Rock, plus the key that you would get from the Pokey to go to the Lava Island chest, so still a net loss of 4. That's a lot of keys Kohrek is going to be spending to no potential benefit. Makes me wonder if he would actually hard reset this if he doesn't find anything worthwhile, which is looking like it could be the case.
Yeah, so you can get all those keys back too.
Exactly, that's why.
Yeah.
But then we'll need to buy those keys again later anyway, because he still knows he's going to need them later.
I don't think we haven't found a hint about Mimic Cave either. Those are usually pretty common, but nothing yet.
Mimic Cave, you said?
Yeah. Usually there's like some hint that tells you what's in there.
Well, Willard doing the checks in Misery Mire, I think we just saw money in 3 chests in a row there.
Yep.
A couple of them at least being a big 20.
Oh, chat brings up a good point. Because Kohrek didn't save and quit, he can't do the hard resets, or he have it so that he can save those keys. Although Willard, Willard does need magic. There should be a little magic refill here.
Yeah, it's a full magic refill in
Yeah.
that room. He that shows game knowledge that he knew that was there.
Yep.
And he did check that other chest, which just had the map, by the way. So go ahead.
Oh, the bow was on Laser Bridge.
Oh my goodness!
Oh,
Of course, it's Turtle Rock.
oh
That-
man.
That just gave Kohrek a bit of a advantage right there, to say the least. Because Willard maybe wanting to look for that bow before even going to Turtle Rock, and he eventually he's gonna have to go to Turtle Rock just to find that bow. But it would be very nice if he finds the mirror before going there, because that would keep things in a line where you're not double dipping anything. So if he finds the mirror somewhere, let's say on Vitreous, for example, if the mirror is on Vitreous, which I don't know if it can because we saw money in several chests, but I didn't catch if we found the compass or not, so it could still be there. If the mirror were to be found at least somewhere not in Turtle Rock, which it is not, or if it were found not inside Palace of Darkness behind the bow areas, or in Eastern Palace for that matter, then there's still a possibility that Willard could still be in line, and that won't hurt him until, for now anyway, it will just hurt him for the mini fight.
Yeah, I feel like Willard will probably be heading back. Will probably be heading up to TR after this, because I feel like there's not really much else he can go to at this point.
I think you're right. So this is why I'm thinking if the mirror is on Vitreous, that would be absolutely perfect for him. But that's a very, very low probability. We obviously don't know that that could be the case. And because keys are mixed in the regular pool of items, we know that there's more than 2 items inside Turtle Rock, unlike normal seeds. You're going to have, I think, now 5 items in here. So I did see 3 of them being money. I wasn't keeping a proper count of that. So we'll see how the count works out here. He's doing very well with his fight being invisible up front. Just slashing at the eyes. That was beautiful.
Yep. Has 3 hearts still left. He's got to be really careful.
2 hearts, 1 eye. So, yep, he's good now. Kohrek is taking advantage of that bow, going straight to Palace of Darkness. If that mirror is in here, we know a double dip is required. Kiki is paid off, 100 rupees. Access granted. Willard takes out Vitreous. Does Vitreous have anything useful? Nope. Piece of heart. Gave him a heart refill, so I guess it was semi-useful.
Yeah.
But the pendant was not. So since that was a pendant on Mizumar, at this point, I would say Kohrek definitely has a little bit of a lead at this point. Even though he couldn't really complete Turtle Rock, it's a green pendant anyway, unless the Hasperella has something that won't really mean anything. Or unless Trinex has something.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, the Ice Rod, well, we know for a fact that Ice Rod can't be on the pedestal because Turtle Rock is dependent. It obviously can't be on Trinex.
Oh, Willard is making a gamble on Palace of Darkness without having found the bow.
Oh.
This could be a bad move.
Yeah.
I can't blame him for wanting to do this and not wanting to go to Pendant Turtle Rock. Except for the fact that Pendant Turtle Rock, always has something.
Yeah.
It just has to. But I can't blame him for making this play because he doesn't want to go to Turtle Rock yet. He wants to try to hold that off and possibly not go inside at all. So he's gambling at this point. He might be thinking if at this point he would go to Turtle Rock, and if he does, then Kohrek's probably already done it. He's lost, he's thinking. So he's hoping that the bow is in here, and this is something Kohrek has not done. We know, however, the bow is not in here. We know it is in Turtle Rock.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I forgot that the Ice Rod is on top of Spectacle Rock, so we still need the mirror for.
Exactly.
And that has yet to be accounted for.
Now, with that said, the ice rod is only useful for beating Trinex, so we do know we need the mirror for Swamp Palace. It may be that the mirror is the last time we need. We don't have to finish Trinex at that point. So knowing that, actually, let's take an inventory stock right now and see what we have left. The mirror is needed. The silver arrow would be nice to have, but is not necessarily needed. I think the mirror, Desert Palace is a pendant. So yeah, I think the mirror is the go mode item. There's nothing else they really necessarily need other than the bow. So if Kohrek finds the mirror in here, he's in go mode. So yeah, that turned out to be a great play by Kohrek going into Turtle Rock because he found one of the items he needed. There's only one item left. He doesn't have to go back to Turtle Rock.
Well, this is all dungeons, so they have to defeat Trinex.
Oh yeah, that's okay. That's true. I guess I have to remember it is all dungeons. You are absolutely correct. So they will eventually have to do it, but they're in go mode in terms of at least defeating Ganon and or defeating Ganon's tower. I mean to say, not Ganon himself, because they can't do that until all dungeons are done.
But Willard does show off the quick neat little potion glitch here in Pod, where if you consume a potion as you're transitioning frames in that little section there, it tricks the game's camera into thinking that you've defeated the Igors in the next room. Igors or Mimics? I always get those two confused.
Yeah, the Mimics, their in-game name is actually Goriyas. They are Goriyas. But we call them Mimics because they do literally mimic your movement.
Yeah. Yeah, so to recap, Bo was found on Laser Bridge, and Kohrek was able to find that earlier. So as far as we know, Turtle Rock is a for sure required double dip.
Now we know Turtle Rock is a required double dip because we need to get the bow to get in there.
Yep.
We need to get the bow out of there, I mean, sorry. Willard using the bomb to blow up the hole there. And there is the big key. Kohrek, of course, already has that big key and the other dungeon item, so he has every dungeon item for that dungeon. We know there are at least 3 items in this location he's going to right now using the bomb, the hammer yump. Very, very specific strategy. You have to line yourself up absolutely perfectly. You're going to miss every time if you don't. And he's trying to take some damage so he can Death Warp from here. Not having the mirror, the Death Warp is the best way to get back to the start of the dungeon without wasting too much time. There's 300 rupees. That'll help for firing arrows. And Death Warp completed. And there's some discussion about the pedestal in chat, which is normal. Chat always talks about the pedestal. It'd be very interesting if the book were on the pedestal and that was how you had to get in Desert Palace to get the mirror. That would be kind of disgusting.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Desert Palace.
Of course, Desert Palace is a
pendant.
That would be disgusting in a normal seed where pendant is not on Desert Palace.
Yes, so we do know where Ice Rod is. We don't have the other part of the puzzle to complete it. We need the mirror to get to it. And so far, based on what we're seeing here in Palace of Darkness, not really a whole lot coming up here. So I think at this rate, Mirror could be on Helmsor King. It could also be somewhere. It could also be on Armos Knights in Eastern.
It could be on, Helmsor King. I was just gonna say too. You took that right out of my mouth.
Yeah.
But you're absolutely right. It could be in Eastern Palace too. At this point, we don't have access to Desert Palace yet at all. We need either the book or the mirror to get in there.
Yep.
Which is why I made that reference earlier. What would be discussing, but obviously that can't be in this case anyway. Yeah, where else could it be? We can't finish Swamp Palace, but we can get into and clear everything in Swamp Palace. So the odds are very high it's in Swamp Palace. No, it can't be. The
Look
mirror
at
to
me,
get
mirror.
in.
No. Yeah, you need mirror to get
Mirror
in.
can, mirror can never be in Swamp Palace.
Yeah.
Never mind that. So yeah, what else is there? It looks like Willard just did a hard reset to get out of Palace of Darkness.
Oh. He probably did save. I don't think he did say keys, did he? He just. Oh, because it has a mirror, so. Probably easy way to just save and quit. Or do a hard reset and. Where are you going now, Willard?
Well, he can't check the pedestal. We know it's not that.
Yeah, correct. As Chad pointed out, mirror cannot be on pedestal because you need the mirror to get the ice rod to defeat Trinex in Turtle Rock, which is a pendant. So, I think it's safe to say that pedestal, unfortunately for us, is dead.
Yeah, pedestal is dead as far as progression goes in the
Yeah.
sea. That is absolutely correct. I don't think there's anything that can be there at this point. Ether could be there because we don't need it, but
Yeah.
we don't need it, so it can be there.
Although silvers can be on the pedestal.
They could be.
Yeah.
Imagine if Ganon said, "Did you find the silver arrows on the pedestal?"
And I think we just had our question solved.
What was that?
The mirrors on Helmets were king.
Oh.
Oh.
So Kohrek is in crystal go mode at this point, but he still has to solve the other pendants as well, so he still has to get that ice rod.
Yep.
And actually, I think that's the last thing he has to pick up.
Yeah, so from here, Kohrek is mirrored into Eastern from Palace of Darkness. We'll be able to finish up this dungeon pretty fast, and then I would assume he'll be able to go mode Swamp Palace.
I would say because he knows the ice rod is on Spectacle Rock, he surely knows that. He would have had to see it when he was going inside Spectacle Rock, so he definitely knows that. At this point, knowing where the ice rod is, I would say in about 1 hour, 26 minutes, Kohrek is in go mode.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, so that was for sure confirmed because the mirror was on Helmets were king. Turtle Rock was indeed a double dip. Yeah, to be fair, although, oh no, stranger things have happened. So, looks like Willard will be headed up to Turtle Rock now, and we'll be getting the bow and doing those checks. But,
yeah, he will not be happy having done Palace of Darkness before getting that bow.
Yeah.
He was gambling on Palace of Darkness having the bow. He did not want to be in Turtle Rock.
Which, is not a wrong, it's not a incorrect play.
It's not a wrong play at all.
Yeah.
We just know that going to Turtle Rock was the right play, and this is the advantage we have up here in the commentator booth, and for everyone watching on Twitch channel, this is the advantage that we all have. We see what both riders are doing. We know that Willard made the wrong play, but from his perspective, it was a good gamble to make that play. It was either in Palace of Darkness or it was in Turtle Rock. Those were the two places it really could have been, and he picked the wrong one, unfortunately.
Yep, and that's for all of those who are familiar with Randomizer. That's Rando for you.
That's Rando.
Also, chat brings up a good point. Willard only has 2 small keys.
That's going to make it hard for him to get through to Laser Bridge. He's going to have to find more keys. He's not going to be able to get to Laser Bridge. I don't think there were enough keys on the way, were there?
I don't think there were, no.
He might have to steal the key and abandon the Lava Island chest, which we know wasn't anything useful anyway, but...
Right. Alright, Kohrek, let's see where we're heading off to now. Are we doing some... Start getting more keys. Yep.
I think there was a key inside Turtle Rock, but I don't think there were 2. He's gonna have to gamble to skip the Lava Island chest if he wants to pull this off. He just doesn't know that yet, but from chest density, 4 chests versus 1 makes a lot of sense. Now, granted, the 4th key would be needed to get to Trinex.
Yeah.
You can't be Trinex anyway. You just need 3 keys to get to Trinex. So if I'm right and there is 1 key in the chest somewhere here, because I remember thinking I saw at least 1, even if there is not, if he steals the key from the Pokey, he can get to Laser Bridge.
Yeah, we'll see what Willard will decide to do from here. I would imagine he will probably skip that center chest. Usually it's...
I think so too.
Yeah.
Kohrek is heading into Misery Mire, which Willard has already taken full clear of. Kohrek will just be able to look for the big key in God mode if he finds it quickly.
Where's the bow? The bow was found in on Laser Bridge in Turtle Rock. Kohrek made the play early to visit Turtle Rock, and he was able to complete both Pod and Eastern Palace from it. And Hellsor King over in Palace of Darkness had the mirror on him, so it was a required double dip.
Yep, it was absolutely the right play, and Willard made the opposite play, went to Palace of Darkness at the same time as Kohrek did, but didn't go to Turtle Rock first after doing Misery Mire. So that's where we end up right now, that Willard has to do the double dip now. He's going to end up double dipping Palace of Darkness as a result, and that's going to lose him some significant time.
Right, it looks like Willard will be skimming out on the center, on the island bridge there, so that's good for him.
That was the absolute right move, and he doesn't know that yet, but that was the absolute right move.
So this way, this will get him access to Laser Bridge. What's the buddy form of the Homer sprites? It's actually Homer dressed up as the devil. So hopefully we'll be seeing it on Willard's side, but it's a very cute sprite. I enjoy it. Devil Homer, thank you.
He dodged that buddy beam earlier. He did not want to be turned into the devil. Can you blame him? He's playing as himself. He doesn't want to be the devil.
No. Alright, Willard will be making his way toward Laser Bridge. Getting his bow, then I would probably guess making it back to Pod. I'm sorry, Chad, it's Evil Homer, not Devil Homer.
Well, either way, the devil can be seen as evil anyway, so I guess both count. So, incoming potential Willard Homer Rage in 3, 2, 1.
Wait.
Well,
Next chest after this.
One more chest. 3, 2, 1. Nope, all business. And he's, instead of saving Queen, he's going to use the bomb, go outside, and probably
Mirroring. No,
use that beer.
Right.
Use that beer.
That's why he can't use the mirror. He forget using
Oh,
habits.
he's not. He's not.
Ugh.
And we were talking about the hearts earlier, just looking at Kohrek's life meter, he's up to 11 hearts. So there's your proof
Yeah?
you can go over 9 hearts in Retro Expert.
Yeah, I think people in chat were saying that you get up to 13 if you.
That sounds
are,
about right, because there's 4
mhm.
take any's.
Yeah. Alright, looks like Willow's gonna be refilling on all keys here while Kohrek will be facing off against Vitreous.
And the eyeball boss, one more time.
Ooh, he's using bomb strats here, right?
Yep. This is a viable strategy. It's it can take a little while to get those bombs in there, but you can damage a lot of eyes at once with each bomb, at least the ones that don't stray away from its father figure. And now time to get the sword out. One bomb left, not going to waste that one. Now, there's got to be a wall to blow up somewhere. The soothing music of key buying.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot of keys.
Kohrek taking a smack from that last tiny eye and staying away from that lightning just barely there.
Gotta be really careful.
Another lightning strike. There it goes, and the big eye is finally going to emerge from its socket.
And just hear the we can't hear. We don't have audio on Kohrek's side. You just hear like just the money draining as he shoots those arrows. But Kohrek takes down Vitreous, and that is his. Looks like his seventh dungeon. I'm sorry, seventh dungeon.
Yeah, 7th dungeon. We should look at dungeons, not crystals or pendants here. Obviously,
Yeah.
7th dungeon. Whereas Willard has done 5 dungeons, and we're not counting Agam's tower in that, which both have done anyway.
Mm-hmm. Looks like Kohrek, you're gonna check you're going right straight into Desert Palace.
Why not? He was just at Misery Mire, and he checked the ledge and found a key. Good check. He got an extra key out of that.
Yeah, save some money in the long run.
Possibly a trip back to the key vendor if you end up missing 1 key later.
So for everyone asking in chat, the mirror was found on Helmsor King over in Palace of Darkness.
Now the question, chat, will Kohrek have enough rupees for Gan? And right now they don't have the silver arrows, so the rupees for Gan is irrelevant if they don't have silver arrows.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just gonna say that means that they would be doing a Master Sword silverless Ganon fight.
Yeah. But in case you do find the silvers, you would need a minimum of 200 rupees because it's 50 rupees per silver arrow shots. And yes, we do know where the ice rod is. It's on the top of Spectacle Rock over in Death Mountain, and I would think that Kohrek will be heading there before visiting Turtle Rock for the second time. So he's going to finish up Desert Palace, finish up Swamp, and then make his return trip up the mountain.
They'll probably use that path that you normally would take to get to Tower of Hera to get the ice rod, and then take that path to Turtle Rock, my guess would be. So yeah, he's going to plan that together instead of making a special trip up there.
Yeah. Also, Chop brings up a good point. You also still need some money to deal with the mimics in doing the climb in the gauntlet in Ganon's Tower.
Willard was using sword beams to attack the various bouncing statues, Armor Knight statues, and then save 3 arrows for the kill on the final one, so he didn't have to deal with it jumping around at him. So he decided to use the sword beams for that fight instead. And we have sync crystal, or rather close sync dungeon clears here, with Kohrek finishing Desert and Willard taking out Eastern Palace.
Looks like Willard finished up Eastern and will probably okay. Wasn't sure it was going to. There's a dock. Alright, there you go. He's gonna re-enter Palace of Darkness. But yeah, in case the runners do not find the silver arrows, by the time we get to the Ganon fight, it is a total, I want to say, of 56 spins? If I remember correctly?
I thought it was 24 spins. For the final phase, it's 24 spins.
Oh, for like all the phases combined.
Oh, for all phases combined, yeah. 36, 48, 52. I'm not sure the total number of spins. Maybe we have better details on that from chat here, but I know 24 for the final phase once we get to the final phase.
Yeah, so
52, yeah, I was right. Spins. Okay, we're being confirmed 52 was right.
Yeah, that's a lot of spins.
I was thinking 12, 12, and 4. So yeah, I was thinking correctly.
Yeah, Kohrek is just gonna he knows where his last item is, so he's just gonna blast through Swamp Palace here. And we know that the left side of Swamp is also not needed.
Well, all of Swamp is not needed. We know that because Kohrek is in go mode.
Unless he finds silvers here.
While he may not be wasting time checking chests, he's just thinking, I don't know where Willard is. Willard is pretty darn good at this game. I need to finish as fast as I can. Not waste time checking chests. So
Right.
unless it's something he comes across along his path, he's not going to waste time opening it.
Alright, so Willard is opening the way to almost Barkeen over in Pod, while Kohrek goes his way through Swamp Palace.
Now we have to remember that Willard also knows where the ice rod is. He did, of course, check Spectral Rock. He checked it before Kohrek did, actually, I think. So he knows where the ice rod is. He knows the mirror is needed to get the ice rod. So once he gets the mirror, he will be in go mode himself. But at this point, he is literally going to be retracing Kohrek's steps. He is... anything can happen. We don't know if Kohrek might have a bad circumstance happen of some sort here. But barring that, Kohrek is in good position to win this entire series right now.
Yep.
So
the fairly healthy too with 11 hearts. So
the jewel is exposed, and once this, whatever you want to call it, goes down... Ooh, the fire breath is... Good dodge. It is down. And... I'm going to hold my thought here. At 1 hour, 41 minutes, and 28 seconds, WillardJBradley is in go mode.
Alright, we'll see where Willard goes from here. I'll probably head over to Swamp Palace as well. Oh no, he's probably going to finish off the desert first.
Yep, he is making the way through the near route to desert, because again, he doesn't have the book, so he has to go in the back door. This is the alternative way to get in that you normally can't do in regular Link to the Past, because you have to have the book to get in the Light World. You can't get to the Dark World unless you've already cleared this dungeon and gotten the pendant, because you have to go through Aghanim in that, and you have to have the pendant to do that. So this is a backdoor you only see in Randomizer or through some form of hacking.
Alright, Kohrek finishes up Swamp Palace, and we'll be heading back up the mountain. And we'll be getting the ice rod on the mountain, and then doing a little revisit to Turtle Rock.
And we didn't bring any attention to it, but Chad is talking about it, so we should bring light to the great Argus fight that Kohrek had at the end of Swamp Palace. He is on his way to Turtle Rock right now. And Willard is making his way through a couple key doors in a desert palace to go fight Landmolas. Kohrek using the mirror, and this is exactly the route we expect him to take. He's landing right on top of that ice rod. And he's going to head over to Turtle Rock right now with that ice rod in hand. He's going to go take out a three-headed turtle, and then it's off to the big tower that is in the location he just passed in the other world.
Yep, and Kohrek did open up all the other chests here in Turtle Rock, and just has to make his way to the Trinex room.
If this is one of those dungeons where it doesn't matter if you're go-moding it or if you're... normally, it doesn't matter if you're go-moding it or if you're looking through the chest. The time savings is not significant. You have a really long walk still to get there. But the advantage here is he already checked the chest. He doesn't have to check for keys or anything anyway. Even in retro mode, it's actually quicker to go-mode in retro mode because you don't have to check the chest. You can just bring a bunch of keys from anywhere and go straight to the back. As long as you can find that big key. In this case, though, he already has a big key, and he can just make his way back.
Yep. No, this is the bronze medal match between WillardJBradley and Kohrek.
Absolutely.
This is game 3 between the two runners. Kohrek is a 2-1 lead over Willard, and could finish up this run if he wins this race.
Yeah, this would be the end of this series if Kohrek wins this race, which he is on track to do right now, it looks like to us. Now, this would not be the end of the tournament because Andy and the Lane were the two runners who defeated these two players that you see on screen right now, and they are the ones that are playing in the gold medal final. The Lane being a runner who came from the German tournament, won the German tournament, and also had a special series against Bonta, the winner of the French tournament, winning that series. He's in the final for the first time in the main tournament. I think he defeated Kohrek. I think Andy defeated Willard, if I'm remembering that correctly. And Andy, of course, a mainstay of Randomizer. He's been in the final multiple times, so that's going to be a great series in the tournament final. But this is for third place. If Kohrek wins, he gets third place in the tournament overall.
Which Kohrek does have a sizable lead, but again, this is Randomizer, and stranger things have happened. So it's not truly over until we see a dot done from one of these runners.
Right, it's not over until you see the dot done.
Again, because this is expert mode, our runners will only be having the Master Sword. We don't know where the silvers are, so it's very likely that our runners will be doing a Master Sword silverless Ganon fights. But because this is retro mode, we have a lot more hearts than usual. Kohrek has a total of 11. Willard looks like he has 10 to his name. So yeah, anything can happen.
Okay, a three-head turtle is being battled right now. Try next. That is why I call it a three-head turtle. Try, as in triple. Next, as in next. Anyway, Kohrek is down to the ice head. And as soon as this main head, which just took one last bite, emerges, and Kohrek disposes of it, we are going to have everyone's favorite guessing game going on in chat. Get your numbers ready. Don't put them in yet, but get them ready. And Kohrek, now Master Sword, this does take a little longer. It's not as clean as if you have a tempered or a butter sword. But he does get the turtle's body down. And ladies and gentlemen, get your guesses in chat for the Ganon's Tower Big Key guessing game. We have 22 chests in Ganon's Tower that can possibly contain that big key, 1 to 22. Put a number in chat. And if you are a subscriber to the Speed Game channel, or if you donate 250 or more bits, your guess will be counted towards the game, and you may be able to get your place on the leaderboard. Where do you think it is today, Crazy Sunshine?
I'm gonna guess chest number 10, which I'm not sure what Kohrek's normal routing for GT is. I think this should be somewhere on the left-hand side, hopefully. I always go for left.
I say it's always 11, always, because always. And usually I put it in randomizer room myself, so your number 10 would also be in randomizer room by my routing. But a lot of people do the right side lately before going to the left side. And as a result, very often that changes our counts. So sometimes we could have number 11 being in the northern Stalfos room, or number 11, if someone does Dark Magician, could even be that room on the right side.
But here we go.
We gotta stop the game here.
Alright, chest number 1. We have 5 rupees. Chest number 2. Another 5 rupees. Alright, and it looks like Kohrek will be doing full right.
He has the key, why not? Willard takes out the evil monster Argus in Swamp Palace and is off to Turtle Rock. He's a little bit behind at this point, a full dungeon behind now. Granted, Willard did eventually have to clear it, obviously, before he had to do the double dip, so he got all the chests already. He just has to go beat the turtle.
Yep. And Kohrek has skipped out on tile room for now.
Can you imagine if Willard got to the turtle, got into Gan's tower, and Kohrek came to top room last with Willard getting it first? That would be quite a chain.
Yeah. Alright, chest 3. 20 rupees. Chest 4. The map. Chest 5. Some bombs. Chest 6. There's the
There
big
it
key.
is! Chest location number 6, and Kohrek takes the death warp because he wants his health back. Forget the mirror, he wants the death warp. So we're going to find out who won the game as soon as I see chat reacting to it here.
that was a really key find.
That's a good reaction.
Yeah.
So the winner of the big key guessing game today, and we saw some guesses before we got the start in. So the first guess that counted today, I might be saying that wrong, Ojirago, was the first to actually guess 6 among subs or supporters. So congratulations, you are the winner of a location on the leaderboard, which I will save right. And taking a look at that leaderboard, oh my goodness, 12 wins for someone named Kinghorn on the guessing game.
Wow.
Eclipses everyone. The next top is 7, so we have a really good guesser in the big key game for this tournament.
Alright, so Kohrek is now making his way up the castle, up the gauntlet. Meanwhile, Willard is making his return trip over to the rock.
So Kohrek is making his way. Well, he checked the fairy room and realized there were no fairies in there, apparently. So, heading upstairs to the gauntlet, some of the toughest rooms in the game. I mean, look at these Zyzax and Stalfos on a bunch of conveyor belts. Can really make the fight disorienting. This is the easiest room of the 5, though, because then you get BMOs on conveyor belts.
Mm-hmm.
Absolute tragedy. They can zap you at any angle, depending on where they are in the room.
But now you have 2 BMOs.
Yeah.
On conveyor belts.
The hardest rooms in the game, I tell you. Because after this, you get BMOs on ice.
And spikes,
also on
too.
conveyor belts.
And spikes.
Also on conveyor belts, yeah, and spikes. And, like I said, hardest rooms, because now you got another BMOs here. These are the... Okay, Kohrek, you're making this look too easy. Come on. Guarantee you those rooms are not easy if you're just coming in here and never having played them.
Mm-hmm. And a beautiful, beautiful fight for
Very well done. Very well done fight.
Oh, so good.
Gonna look for some magic here and a heart as well to help with the health. And upstairs he goes. And we're gonna have the beautiful King of Samaria block kill on the Wiz Robes. Always love seeing that room done cleanly. And another one. And oh, we missed one. He has to go wait for that one now.
There you go.
That one did not work. He pushed it just a little bit too early there, and it went through before the Wiz Robe actually materialized. I think he's gonna have to use the lantern for these shots.
Yeah.
Will he have enough for the last one? There is magic under these pots. He might have to pick one of these up. Yep, he has enough now. He'll get the magic refill in the next room here. Willard, meanwhile, is now on the 3-headed turtle. And there's that full magic refill for Kohrek. He's going to light some more torches. This time he's using the fire rod because he can be a little more liberal this time with the magic. Down to half, doesn't care now. And going to open the chest because why not? He might still be looking for those silver arrows, but just finds a key. I mean, we don't need any more keys, but thank you.
I mean, they're nice to have, but we don't really need them.
Takes a little bit of damage from that bomb. Mistimes the entry. Finds another key. Well, okay. I get it. Thank you. That's where the keys were. 2 of them were locked up in the top floor of Ganon's tower. No wonder we had to buy so many.
Right, in the last chest we have just some bombs.
Blueberries! That was Ganon's lunch.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so we're looking into a Master Sword Silverless fight. But before that, we have a little bit of a rematch with our good friend Aghanim 1. Or Aghanim 2, rather.
Welcome to your geometry test, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to see how well these fights go. 2 out of 3, I'll give that an A. I don't know if that was 1 or 2 on that last cycle.
I think that was a 1.
I thought so too. I think one ball did not materialize. So given the technical glitch of 1 ball not materializing, I will give that an A.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good. Alright, so that down, Kohrek will crash through the pyramid and meet the guy who started it all.
Oh, you again. Again! Start your day with a whole grain breakfast created from your incredible insides. Sounds delicious. So we have to do Master Sword spins here, and this was always going to be the case because silver arrows have no impact on this part of the fight anyway. So phase 1, Ganon just throws his trident at you, and you basically dodge it and hit him with sword spins. Takes a hit there, down to 4.5 hearts in phase 1, which is already getting scary.
Yeah, I don't know if Kohrek has any. I don't know if Kohrek has any potions on him, does he?
I actually am not 100% sure of his potion inventory. He's on phase 2, so 12 hits did get registered there. So now he has to avoid some a ring of fire, and that ring of fire turns into a bunch of fire bats, which hurt.
They hurt
not as much as the Ganon hug. They don't hurt as much as the Ganon hug, but they do hurt. So there's the second one. He's going to try to sneak in for another sword spin. There it is. And some of those bats seem to have despawned, which is helping with the dodging a little bit. So there's another ring of fire. Sneaks in another hit. I think he's got about 6 hits now, if I'm doing the math right.
Yep,
here's another spin. That's at least 7. That's at least 8. Gonna try to sneak in another one. So he's getting close to the end of phase 2. I think we're gonna see one more ring of fire. Yep, here it is. Will he get enough on this? We're gonna find out. Willard is coming in fast, but he's gonna have to do all this fight as well. So he is, but he is coming in fast. He's in the fairy room right now of Ganon's tower. We are in temper tantrum mode for Ganon right now on Kohrek's side. So this is phase 3. He warped away from that hit. So here's hit number 2. Pounds the ground. Very, very upset.
All right, and just a few more swipes for Kohrek here.
Number 3.
And Ganon will tell us where the silver arrows are in case we didn't find it.
In some way, it may be vague if it's light world or dark world. Like, there it is in my tower, so they were somewhere in the basement. Thanks, Ganon. Now, we were looking for those. The help was killing you, you know?
Yeah, at this rate, they're not gonna go back up the tower to get those silver arrows.
No way.
No. Ooh.
They wouldn't have stayed down there anyway. There weren't too many chests left to check. If there were like 3 chests left, they might have gone for it, but otherwise, no, they're not gonna waste their time.
No.
I'm counting 7 hits. I wasn't keeping an accurate track, so we'll see how accurate that count is.
Yeah.
That's somewhere around 8, 9, maybe 10. That one didn't register.
That one did.
11. So we're about halfway now in the account, I would say.
Oh no!
Oh, that is costly.
Oh no!
Kohrek staring at the pit. Did that just happen? That is a lot of time invested in that fight. He has to do that all over.
He also needs. There's a fairy in the tree there that he can bump into. So, get a little bit of health back. But
This is
Right.
what we say by it's not over until you see a dot done. Kohrek is still ahead going in the Ganon fight. He's still going to be in the lead, but Willard has closed the gap. He is on floor 6 of Aghanim's Tower right now. One more fall like that, and Willard is in the lead.
all right, let's do this once more with feeling, everyone.
Once more, with feeling! And I just want to point out for those who are coming in late, Kohrek does not have the silver arrows. Obviously, it's being suggested he should have gone to get them at this point. But given the amount of time invested in this fight, and knowing he doesn't know where Willard is, he knows Willard probably has not picked up the silvers either. If Kohrek goes to find the silvers at this point, he's letting Willard get to the Ganon fight ahead of him. He does not want that to happen. He wants to try to win it right here, right now.
And when these two runners in their caliber, I'm pretty sure they're more than comfortable of doing Master Sword silverless.
Absolutely. At this level, you have to be okay doing Master Sword silverless. If you're not, you're going to have a hard time at the top level. This is absolute top level of play right here. Obviously, Andy in the lane in the grand final, and this is third and fourth place. You have to be at your top level. You have to know pretty much every possible thing you could about this game in order to compete at this level.
And also, chat brings up a good point that even if Kohrek were to get those arrows, he doesn't have the money. He has less than 100 rupees.
That is actually a good point as well. He only has 84 rupees. He'd have to farm some money as well.
Oh, and Kohrek just takes
Oh, half a heart. Oh, this is not over.
Oh, this is
not
man.
over at all. This is getting almost exciting and scary at the same time. And Willard is in the pyramid right now. He's going into the pyramid. We're going to have both runners on the Ganon fight. If Kohrek gets hit, Willard is in the lead. And keep in mind,
no.
There it is!
Oh no!
Oh my goodness!
Oh.
Willard has just been given a gift. He can win it right here.
And Willard putting up a very interesting strat here, using the Kano Samari to kind of block him so he stays in place as he does the spins.
Yeah, that is a beautiful strategy. I've actually only saw that used for the first time, I think about a month ago myself. And it's something you wouldn't think about until you see it. It's like, oh my gosh, that's brilliant. So, seeing the KSMaria block used like that to give yourself that extra cushion to rest against, you don't recoil back as you do those swings. Very, very good strategy. That just shows the level that Willard is on in terms of just playing this game. And we have almost sync Ganon fights here.
Oh man, this is...
Oh my goodness.
This is insane. Like, no way, there's no way this could have happened, like... Although Willard has to be careful as well.
Someone asking in chat, could it be a tie? It could be a tie.
Yes, it is within 3 seconds if they finish within each other.
Back in the pools, I did call a tie. 2 seconds it actually is. 2 seconds, not 3
Oh,
seconds
is it?
in this tournament.
Oh,
It's 2
okay, so they did-
seconds.
Okay, so they did change it. Right.
It was changed to 2 seconds. So it can be a tie. If they're within 2 seconds of each other, this is a tie. But we'll see what happens. Willard is already in temperature interface. Keep in mind, Willard chose this mode. He's the one who picked this mode. He forced Kohrek into playing this kind of seed today. So he was playing, seeing if he would be able. Oh, Kohrek is no!
Oh my god!
Oh my!
Oh my gosh!
Willard is in the driver's seat right now. He come from behind. Oh my!
Oh, this is something.
And Kohrek has to read about his incredible insides for the 4th time. As Willard gets through the temper tantrums and is now fighting again. Now, will Willard be able to get through the fight without taking a fall in the pit of shame?
He also only has one. He also has 1 heart too.
Yeah, if he takes a hit or he falls in that pit, Kohrek goes back into the lead. This is anyone's race, ladies and gentlemen. This is anyone's. I was counting Willard's hits. I'm kind of in shock right now. I think we're at about 5. That's probably about 6. So I'm keeping a count on his hits right now to see how close he gets. I think we're up to about 8. Has to light. He got the torch push, by the way, so he's saving some magic doing that.
Yeah, I can't imagine how Kohrek is feeling right now. Like,
oh, If that happened to me, I'd be getting a little tilted by now. I honestly would be. Another death.
Oh no! Oh
Another
yeah.
death.
Oh.
Willard is about halfway, I think. He's getting the ball out. He's getting a little bit of magic back for the purpose of using the torch.
All right, so Kohrek will be getting that fairy again to refill on health. He does have to make the climb up again. Oh my gosh.
I think we have 9 hits left for Willard. I might be miscounting. Might be off by a couple. So 8 more. He's coming close either way. He's getting close to the point where he can clinch this victory. And this will be a come-from-behind victory. And Kohrek leaves. He goes to find some, I'm guessing some magic to work with or something.
Probably, yeah. There's some magic for Kohrek.
I think we're down about 4 or 5 hits left for Willard. I might have missed a couple hits there. Just pushing back and forth. I'm not keeping good count here as I normally would.
There it is.
There it is. That's the last one.
Oh,
Willard comes from behind. He is going to get his first win in this 5-game series. He's going to bring this match back to 2 games to 1 as soon as he crosses the finish line.
And Willard is still alive in this match with his first win.
And that was an official SRL time of 2 hours, 6 minutes, and 6 seconds.
Oh.
Thank you, GG's in chat. Oh my goodness.
That was insane. That was a comeback, if anything.
Oh, that was a case where Kohrek just was having some difficulty with what is, and I'm going to admit, it's a very, very difficult fight. I wouldn't want
Absolutely,
to
yeah.
in a million years. You could start a seed with me having it all done on the Ganon fight. I'd still be there by the time someone finished the seed. Like that's how rough that fight is. That's a really tough fight.
And again, this is why we say it's not over until you see that done in SRL chat. Which, by the way, speaking of, we have a guest joining us here in the Pokemon booth. Hello, Willard.
Hi.
So, how are you feeling?
Clenched.
That's all right. Yeah.
That was really stressful watching it back on the restream. I'm kind of, I'm in shock.
Yeah.
All right.
Did you?
You're in shock. We're having a heart attack here.
We're like, oh, because for a good chunk of the seed, like towards the last part, Kohrek did have a lead on you because he found the bow early in Turtle Rock.
Yeah, I'm assuming he did T-Rock the first time, right after Hera, the first time he was up there. Yeah, I wanted to when I was gonna go check, East Dark World Death Mountain, but I don't know. I was like, I have two medallions at the time. Like every single time I go all the way around to actually go through the portal on top of T-Rock, it's always the one medallion I don't have.
Right,
and I didn't really want to go into T-Rock anyway at the time, so it made sense to just leave. But once I saw it was Quake, I was like, oh no, don't do this to me, game. So
yeah, I mean, I think you guys were doing some chatting in the chat there. None of you guys found the silver arrows. Did you guys have any inkling of going back there? Because I know we were found. They were somewhere in Ganon's tower, but I think at that point it would have been
there's no
too
point
much
going
time
back.
to do it. Yeah,
that's a huge waste of time to go all the because the climb all the way back up. Maybe in overworld glitches, but in normal mode, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you come across and search for the big key, it would be a nice to have, and it makes the fight a lot quicker, obviously, in the 4th phase. But by the time you actually get here and find out that you're not going back.
Yeah, I think in the future, the next time, if I'm in this kind of situation, where I'm in GT, I just need the big key, but I'm still looking for silvers. I'll do the stupid route of going style post and then mirroring out and going right. Because I don't know, it could have just been chilling on the torch right there, and I'm like, man, that's a huge time save. But yeah, I'm very shocked when I pulled up the restream after I finished and saw how huge of a lead he had on me. And I was like, well, I'm sure he went to T-Rock. I'm very sure of it.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. Yeah,
he did. I think you went to Mire Shed first, and we got that from you before he did, because he did Misery Mire after you. So you did that first. He did Turtle Rock ahead of you, and then you went to Palace of Darkness without having gone to Turtle Rock first. He did Turtle Rock before going to Palace of Darkness. So you ended up having to double tip Palace of Darkness, whereas he did it in a single trip.
I mean, it was a coin flip pretty much. It's like, all right, 9 items in T-Rock versus 11 items in Pod. If the mirror isn't here, then I can possibly go to like Swamp or something afterwards and maybe look for the bow there. Or if Bo's just chilling here in Pod, then I can just knock these out.
We're going to interrupt for a second here. Because Kohrek just finished the seeds, so we're going to be bringing him into conversation in a moment as well. And we're going to get his official SRL time as well.
I'm going to see if Kohrek is...
And Kohrek's official SRL time, 2 hours, 10 minutes, and 19 seconds, and he is not going to be joining us, I'm told, for an interview. So,
okay, all right.
But good game to him. That was a rough one.
Yes, please, everyone in chat, please put your GGs in for both Willard and for Kohrek. They raced this incredible, insane seed for us tonight. So, yeah, it was definitely a nail biter. I think all of us are, still somewhat clenched in a way, but I think it's this is the closest match I've seen in a while. So kudos to the both of you for running in. But with that. This does bring up an interesting point. Game 4 is now on the horizon for the both of you, and this will be Kohrek's choice, with Willard having a veto. I don't know if you guys have thought ahead of what kind of seed or when you'll be having the match.
We've done 3 races in a row, so we're gonna take a break, couple day break or something. We're gonna try and knock these out before the finals finish up because we want.
Right.
It makes sense to end the tourney with the finals. Ending the tourney with the bronze match seems weird.
Yeah.
I haven't considered what I want to veto. I want to point out, though, that the only reason I picked Retro was because someone in chat said, "Hey, Will, pick Retro in the bronze." I was like, all right, I did it. I did it, guys. Don't ever ask anything of me ever again.
And you got to win out of it. You got to win out of it. So it worked out for you. Remember what I said last night in your channel? You were saying you were going to lose today. I said, nope, I'm calling it. You're going to win because I'm going to be there. And you're going to win. And I didn't think it was going to happen at first, but it did.
Wow, thanks, Cyclone. I couldn't have done it without you. Man. Can you commentate all my races now?
Oh my gosh. But to be fair, like, we haven't seen Retro Mode since group stages, so if anything, this is a nice little treat to show the viewers here today.
There was one Retro, I think, in top 32. Because a good buddy of mine, Brewers fan JP, he likes Retro.
Oh.
Despite everything it has to offer, he enjoys it. So I know he picked it for his bracket match against Jacaries. But yeah, I don't know what I'm going to pick yet. I don't think I have to worry about vetoing Retro, but you never know. It could be like Kohrek might want to run it back. I don't know. So we'll see. The one thing I did find interesting, because I did at least 3 practice seeds of this mode prior, and with it being both Uncled Assured and Standard, it was really weird because all 4 of those seeds were AGA required to get to Dark World. Every single one of them.
Right.
Half of them were requiring the Take Any Sword to do it as well. And half of them had a progression item on the pyramid. So it's a very small sample size, but I'm like, this is really weird. Which explains why I spent so long checking all the Take Any's in the Light World, because I was like looking for that sword to go to AGA. And then all of a sudden, bam, stupid cape right in the first chest of Eastern. So,
like, well, that's yes, I'm going up to AGA 1.
Did Kohrek check the lava chest in T-Rock? I didn't have enough keys for that, and I'm so glad I skipped it, because I would have been very upset if I had to like go buy keys and come back to T-Rock.
Yeah, it was having
a very different interview.
Yeah, it was just rubies. I mean,
it was irrelevant. And speaking of the Take Any's, you mentioned the Take Any's, and Kohrek did find where that sword was. You didn't find the eventual location. It was north of Village of Outcast.
Yeah, I was in the fortune teller's house.
I walked by it, and as soon as I transitioned into Thieves' Town, I was like, oh, I should have checked that. Oh, well.
Yeah, that's where it was today.
And I think the last Take Any Heart was Dark World Bonk Rocks or something like that. I think that's what Kohrek told me. So
yeah.
I found 3 of them, and he found all 4. So at least that's the nice thing about Retro, is I got to finish an expert seed with 10 hearts. That's rare, which was actually nice, because with the Vidi fight, not having Bo, I was like, all right, I'm going to do like the NMG strats, the the damage boost spin strats, and with 7 hearts, you can get 3 double spins on the eyeballs. Of course, I got to the fight with like 5 hearts because I'm bad. But thankfully, I had that cape, so I just used the other neat little tactic of if you use the cape but you slash your sword a million times, it doesn't drain the magic as fast, which is even more effective in expert mode when magic drains ridiculously using the cape. So that worked out pretty well.
Yeah, that was I'm sorry. I'm still thinking about that fight. Oh my god, just how everything ended. Like, because you were pretty much kind of like behind Kohrek's tail for like the last half of the scene.
I was dead in the water, 100%.
Yeah, you were following completely, absolutely.
And then Kohrek took a fall. He first took a fall in his first attempt again, and then he went back up again, and then he died. And at that point, you had, I think you were finishing up Agate 2 at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, and then I think he died. I think he died at least a total of 2 more times, I believe. But
I think he died like 3 or 4 times total.
Yeah.
One was a fall. One was a fall, and the other ones were all deaths. So yeah.
Okay.
It's unfortunate, and especially it's so easy after you take that fall to go back in tilted and then
absolutely
play recklessly because you're like, that just cost me the game. That's it right there. I need to go fast. I need to really go fast. And so I'm happy I won, obviously.
Right. Right.
I'm not happy completely that I won because of his own faults. I wish the rando gods would actually give me a freaking break for once, because this should have been a quick 0-6 out of the tourney done.
But you're here in the top 4 and just still alive.
You gotta do it again.
Now I gotta keep playing this stupid game. I mean, this great game. Oh man!
But it's funny that you mentioned that, because all of us who are familiar with the randomizer, all of us who have played in tournament settings, we know how getting up to the Ganon fight, if things don't go your way towards the end, like how horribly tilted you can be, and that can affect your entire run. And we've all been there, and it's hard.
Master Sword Silver, this Ganon is a really tough fight.
Yeah,
and it takes a lot of patience, especially if you want to go for the triples and use Fire Rod, which is also risky in expert mode because potions don't do as much effect. I'm really glad I bought 2 greens before I went up to Death Mountain for GT, because I ended up using both of those.
Yeah.
So I can use only Fire Rod exclusively after lighting the torch. But yeah, it's a tough fight. I'm just happy that I executed really well today. I was really happy with all my fights. Except for Cold Stare was a little slow. I laughed when he gave me the Master Sword. I was like, hey, I could have used that a few seconds ago.
Like, hey.
Yeah, that made the Take Any Cave worthless at that point.
GG's to Kohrek. I'm looking forward to Game 4, but I'm looking forward more so to having a day off.
Yes.
Of course. And speaking of that, we do have a match still coming up on that day off that Willard is referring to. We do have, and I'm just going to bring it back up in front of me because they just had it. Andy versus the Lane. I'm not going to spoil, just because I don't know how this is going to end up on our YouTube channel. For those watching on YouTube, Thank you for watching this race. You see the whole playlist there. I'm not going to spoil for the sake of organizing on the playlist, but the first match in that final did just happen between Andy and the Lane earlier this evening. And Game 2 is taking place at 3:30 p.m. tomorrow. And for those of you watching live who came to watch this race, haven't seen it, you can go back and watch it. We're not going to spoil it for you, but there is a 1-0 lead in that match right now. And those watching on YouTube, obviously stay tuned for whatever next race is following this, whatever it ends up being. You're going to get to see all the finals and bronze medal matchups right here on YouTube as well. So with that said, we should probably start wrapping up and getting out of the way for any other events that might be coming. I haven't checked this. But any last thoughts you have on the seed or on the tournament as a whole, Willard?
Retro is a mistake. Retro should not be in the tourney. Don't ever put Retro in the tourney again, guys. Whoever's running the tourney, don't do it. I'm looking at you.
We'll make a note of it for the
Remove-
organizers for next time.
Remove big keys from retro. Make all the big key doors small keys.
Oh my gosh.
Bring back the Zelda 1 Ganon, because that one's great too. But in all seriousness, thank you guys so much for watching. And thank you guys for commentating and tracking. And of course, to Speed Gaming for the restream. I didn't lose 6 straight, so that feels pretty good.
Yeah.
You can still come back and win this too.
Oh, we'll see.
You never know. 2 more. 1 game at a time. Would love to see us go to a game 5. So whatever does happen, been a great tournament. Obviously, you made it very far in this tournament. 4th place, even if it doesn't go that way, nothing to sneeze at. So been fun watching the whole way to see how the tournament went for everyone. It's been a great tournament. Lots of great people fell in this tournament as well, obviously, to you guys on the way up here. So
yeah.
Going to be great to see what these final matches turn into and what the final result ends up being for all 4 of the top places.
Yeah, and you can only go forward from here, everyone. So
exactly.
And and let's see, we'll just do this one more time, just for good measure. Please follow our 2 runners tonight, WillardJBradley and Kohrek. They've put on such an amazing race for us tonight, and also big shout out to our tracker today, Terasi1, and also to Cyclone for commentating with me. Apologize if I sound like I'm getting over a cold, because I am. So
that's fine.
it's fine. Everything's fine. But this is like probably like the closest match I've ever commentated on, and it's gosh, I feel like I need to rewatch it and just see, like, just to make sure. I have to make sure, like, does this really happen? I don't know.
Yep, it was definitely a good match. This is one of those matches that could have gone either way, and it definitely did go either way. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That was quite a finish. And also make sure to follow. And we mentioned follow our runners, of course, but also follow my co-commentator, Crazy Sunshine. If you do want to follow me, I'm Cyclone GU. You can follow me as well. Other than that, follow the Speed Gaming channel, Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming 2 through 6, for all the events you need for your speed running viewing pleasure. We have a couple races still going on Speed Gaming 2. We have Ori and the Blind Forest going on right now. And on Speed Gaming 4, we have the Zelda 1 randomizer weekly race. They're using some modified Tempest flags from another setting going on there. So that's going on Speed Gaming 4 right now. I mentioned the race going on this term for tomorrow. Some other events that are going on tomorrow. Just a quick rundown. I'm not going to go through all of them here. And there's not a lot on there either. I see a Mega Man 11 race in the evening. I see some Super Metroid Link to the Past combo randomizer, which is the combo of the 2 games mixed together. That's a weekly race going on in the evening. Super Mario Brothers 3 randomizers going on. There's a Zelda 1 push for sub 30. It looks like there's some kind of tournament going on. Or not tournament, some race for the record type of thing going on here, or something like that, for 3 hours tomorrow night on this very channel. So that's something else you can look forward to tomorrow. And that's a good chunk of what's happening tomorrow. There may be other events added. Go to speedgaming.org/schedule for more information on that. And that's for you on YouTube as well. You can bring that up anytime to see what's going on here at Speed Gaming, and join us in the live channel. We'd love to have you down here with us. Come on down. So any last thoughts from you, Crazy Sunshine, before we wrap this up?
I think that should do it. I want to thank everyone for the restream, and just in general, just the tournament as a whole, just all the commentators, trackers, restreamers, everyone in chat, and everything in little in between, because without you guys, this would not be a thing. So
exactly.
Thank you all.
Exactly. If we didn't have you here in the live chat and you on YouTube watching this race, what would we be doing but just talking to our computer screens? That's all we'd be doing, and nothing really coming of it. So very good. You're just as important as everyone else here. Glad to have you along for the ride, and we're hoping you all enjoyed this amazing race between these 2 runners, and look forward to Game 4 coming up sometime this week, and possibly, I hope, a Game 5.
Yeah.
To make it all the more exciting to see who wins in the end. So with that said, I want to wish everyone a great evening. Thank you again, Crazy Sunshine, for co-com. Thank you again, Terrasu1 for tracking. And thank you again to the runners for the great race. I'm Cyclone, or Cyclone GU. May not all your seeds be pet seeds. You get the final word.
And I'm Crazy Sunshine. Please be kind to the random gods, because you could be next. Possibly. Good night.
Good night. Good night.